Hey. Hello, everyone. What's up, Meg? What's up, Meg? What's up to all?
Hey, everybody.
We're Fatima.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
Like, I don't.
Hi, y'all.
Hi.
I want to welcome everybody tuning in, viewers on YouTube, Facebook, all the different groups and everything at Facebook. Welcome to Bounceback Wednesday. I'm your host, Jamila Hanif.
I am Iman Hanif.
And we're the Hanif sisters. We missing one. Fatima gone. We're about to see how this is about to be without Fatima being here. This is gonna be interesting. So we use this platform to raise awareness about ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. So I'm not gonna get too much into the acronym. The acronym is adverse childhood experiences, but I want to give somebody a chance. You get a $25 gift card if you could drop all 10 indicators of ACEs in the comments. So the first person to drop all 10 indicators, you'll get a gift card. What's up, Trey?
I can play too. I can play too.
No.
I'm kidding.
No. What's up, Trey?
Not much. Chilling.
Chilling.
Taking it one day at a time. Yeah. Y'all know how to being responsible for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to take it one day at a time.
Man. No, for real.
You gotta take care of you first.
Man.
You gotta put on that put the oxygen on first, right?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, that's what they say on the plane, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Forget them kids.
For real.
Save you first.
Look, gotta make a choice,
Right.
Man, what's going on, y'all? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's Depression and Mental Health Awareness Month, and it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That's a lot, y'all.
And Halloween, not just playing.
Right. That's a lot
going on. A lot going on in October.
Man, what's up? How you feel? What made you accept the invite to Bounceback Wednesday, Trey?
Man, October for me is a big deal with it being Breast Cancer Month, right? Mm-hmm. My mother passed away from breast cancer, so it's a challenging month because the reflecting is a little more than normal because you see it so much, right? Like everywhere I look up, I'm seeing something pink strong. Support pink strong. I mean, it's everywhere, and then I have a lot of people who like to talk to me about it. So sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, and that's the part about grieving. People don't understand. They try to get over it when you have to learn how to get through it. Grievance is something that is something forever. It's nothing you'll never stop, especially when it comes down to a parent. Right? Mm-hmm. Like my mom, I find myself having to force myself to even think about other loved ones who didn't pass that's been strong. I mean, like really strong in my life, people that I really love because all I can think about is my mom. So, I try to keep busy, keep trying to give away, trying to be supportive and those things, while at the same time, I make sure I find time to cry, to do nothing. Mm-hmm. I isolate from a lot of people sometimes. I just find myself not wanting to talk, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like you don't have to always talk. Like Saturday, I was cutting hair, and when my customers was coming in, I was just like, today I'm not in one of those spaces to talk. And they understood. So that's where I've been. That's why I chose to come on here this month of October, because I know you're going to be dealing with something in reference to mental wellness and emotional wellness. So I'm all for that.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you accepting the invite. Yes. Knowing that your mom passed through the breast cancer. Amazing woman, y'all. That woman was amazing. Like, oh my God,
Mhm.
took me in when I didn't have nowhere to go, when I didn't have nowhere to sleep on the weekends, and coming home from school and stuff. It's like, man.
You and they used to be on that top bunk.
Right. Gene took care of us. Gene really took care of us. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, man. So, would you say that you've ever, or can you admit that you've ever found yourself depressed?
Oh, plenty of times. Plenty of times, right? Man, it was a lot when it first jumped off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but learning some unhealthy tools. Let me say that. From growing up in the street,
Mm-hmm.
I taught myself how to camouflage the hurt. Right,
Mm-hmm.
like one of the worst things I ever taught myself was to be able to say to tell myself I have a high tolerance for pain, because it taught me how not to deal with it. Just like accept it, embrace it, and just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not knowing that I was really at breaking. I
Mhm.
was like, there was a time where I had gotten to it with a fella. He pulled his gun out. This is when I was begging God. Boy, I was really at the breaking point. I was begging God to to take my life. I used to sit in my car and be like, man, please kill me. Like, I can't live, and I'm trying now. But
Mhm.
please just take me. I don't want to live without my mom, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I got into it with a guy. He pulled the gun on me right there at the store, down the street from the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, that almost went a whole nother way once they got word of that. But I stood in front of him and I said some of the worst things I could really say to a man
Mm-hmm.
to try to get him to shoot me. And it was then, God helped me through a couple of episodes to see that I really didn't want to die. Right? Not having the best communication skills in that first 5 years
Mm-hmm.
was real challenging. I started therapy, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's when I started to learn to be able to recognize the signs of that space.
Mhm.
I found myself in the room with curtains and then take a sheet and put it over the curtains so the room can be extra black in the day. Right? Like, just thinking I don't want no sun, but the truth of the matter is I was in a real depressed state.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, just over the years, you find yourself, I find myself in that space, and then with doing work, I find myself when I finally get back to me, I had to find a balance that it was pushing me into that space,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like overly working myself, trying to keep myself busy, and
Yep.
and then when I look up, like everything is out of whack, right? Then I'm
Yep.
like, oh, I'm back here. So just trying to learn how to find, but oftentimes I find myself in that space of depression.
Mm-hmm. Um, Man, I know it's so many people dealing with depression, battling it, um, bouts of depression,
Yeah,
um, and it's kind of scary because sometimes we could be in denial about it. Sometimes it's like as if it's just normal, like it's normal that oh, I just want to lay in bed, I don't want to get out of bed, and then sometimes we could have excuses like, oh, well, sometimes that could be your body telling you to rest. We can like really take advantage of that.
Right.
Like no, I'm depressed.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Overworking. Staying busy. We always feel like we have to do something. Like there has to be something done. Like never taking time for ourselves, and we can really be depressed.
The,
Mhm.
the mirror is a very challenging place to stand.
Mm,
Like, that's where a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm ugly." Like, "Oh, I don't like my hair." You find yourself, like with myself, I can be picking in my face, or I'm
Mhm.
trying to line my mustache, overly looking, and because it show you, right? And in our hearts and our minds, we have taught ourselves how not to look into that mirror.
Mm.
We don't want to answer the question. And I just want to use what you said. Why am I working so much?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to make you have to really look at some stuff that's causing you to want to stay away from home, stay away from your spouse, stay away from your boo or booette, your children. Why I don't want to go into this space,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there is, and I've only been black my whole life, so that's the only place I can really speak from.
Right.
There is this guilt thing that's placed upon you when you decide you want to do better for you. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you want to be better and you start calling stuff out, then you can be seen as the problem, right? Like, yo, what's wrong with them? Like how you just said, people really can't identify. But when you done been through it and you talking to your friends and you can recognize it, don't nobody want to embrace that. Don't nobody want to own that, right? So now you have to fight with being silent. You have to fight with being different. You have to fight with whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind. And the biggest fight of all of them, because those are all small fights, not understand. The biggest fight with all of them is you being honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You doing what Iman said in the beginning, putting you first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is nothing you have to offer to nobody. To your family, to your kids, to your friend, to your job. If you messed up, everything is all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, we're all attached to a lot of stuff, And how many people have something to do? How many people, the work of some people, how significant is it? And they really working in those conditions, in those spaces, without a safe space to be able to release that pressure.
Right.
Allow that volcano to go back down before it erupts.
Listen.
And it's not a lot.
Right. And I think that people being aware of what it is that they're going through, right? Some people aren't aware. Some people just don't want to accept it because even I think no matter what you go through, if it's a missing part to it, or if it's a loss in any type of way, you go through a grieving process.
Yeah.
It's stages in the grief process, and it's just a matter of where you are in those stages and how you get past it to just coming to the last one, which is acceptance, and just being able to accept it and not be in denial, not be angry about it, and really do your best to be intentional to get past it. I suffer from depression and anxiety, and it was one of the most challenging times in my life because for a minute I didn't want to accept it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna pray through it. I'm gonna continue to do what I do. Like Jamila said, continue to work, continue to stay busy. And then Greer died. And mind you, I'm working for hospice. I'm working at doing hospice. I did that for 6 years. I did hospice. So I'm seeing people die and have to deal with family and their grief and still have to put my feelings aside because I'm attached to these people because I want to save their lives, right? Which wrong profession for me to be in because I'm trying to save your life, but then you're on hospice. And so they're telling you that you can't do any, it's to make you palliative care so you can be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
It's not always like that because some people come off of hospice, but at the end of the day, that's what people go on hospice for is end of life care, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is I'm trying to save them. I'm trying to do what I can to make them live longer. So when I get attached and then they pass, it's like that bothers you because here goes another every week a patient passes, right? Then Greer dies. That sent me over the edge. I really fell into depression. I really seek counsel. And then that's when I just accepted it. Like, okay, it is what it is. Cause I started having anxiety attacks getting on the road, going to work. I couldn't do this anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. But you have to accept it. You have to know, why is it happening to you, and really, again, be intentional about coping with it. Not necessarily putting it aside, but like, okay, this happened to me. This is what it is. Okay, I know that I can't do this. Like I can't, like for me, it's like funerals are hard. I'm okay with seeing a person and knowing that, someone was dear to me in my heart, and being okay with that. Funerals is just like super duper hard, for me. So I know that I can't do that, but to consistently force yourself to do certain things that can put you there also harms you as well. So you have to really be intentional of taking care of yourself. And sometimes it's a result of being selfish. And people are going to see it like that. They're going to be like, oh, well, you don't come around, or don't talk to me, or you don't. I mean, it was literally to the point where somebody get on the phone and they start complaining or talking about something, I start getting anxiety. I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to protect your space.
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you a question, Iman?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for you when you have to step away from those situations?
Man, I get to working. Now I have a room, right? I have a room that I call like I have in the corner. It's like my sanctuary. So I go and I light my candles and I do what my sister taught me, some prayer and manifesting, and a lot of reading in my word, because I can't go through things and not have God by my side and not have him to talk to, because I can go to people, but people can't really help, because it's kind of like sometimes people put their feelings on you, then you're harboring their feelings and not really getting to the root of what's happening with you, or even being okay afterwards. You're still pondering on things and going. And so I know if I go to my word and I go and I pray, that I'll get God's answers and I'll be okay with that.
So my pastor taught me this, Jamila, take this and run with it, because you probably one of the busiest people I've ever seen. He said recreation brings about recreation brings about recreation. Recreation brings about recreation. And after you pray, go find you something that you like to do outside of that. Go do something fun.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make time for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside, like God is not looking for us to. We can always stay in His face. We can go play pool, bowl, and we can still be praying, right? Mm-hmm. Like we don't never have to get out of His presence.
Right.
But He do want you to enjoy your life, though.
Right.
Like get out, and I had to learn how to do that. Like I'm getting ready to go out of town. I'm getting ready to go out of town, and I'm not gonna have my phone on. Mm-hmm. Whatever's gonna happen, I'm gonna find out about it when I get back.
Right.
Because this time is just for me. No, I'm not escaping. I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to be intentional with doing that. The movies, the lake. I mean, or go sit by the water, have lunch by yourself. All that stuff. It has to become routine when it's time for you to find the balance and helping you to stay in a healthy place.
Sometimes I want to melt in the bed, just lay in the bed after running, because I run. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm trading. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, then I don't go to bed till late because I go to the gym in the evening time. So I don't go to bed until late. And then I'm up doing it all day. And then so when the weekend comes, I just want to just melt in the bed sometimes. Maybe go out a little bit and go grab some food or something.
Yeah.
But I want to just lay in the bed and watch TV.
Let me share something. What's up, Doc?
My phone is always on Do Not Disturb. I made a video.
Do Not Disturb. I just learned how to use that.
Oh, I put it on Do Not Disturb. And you can have you can add your favorites and stuff like that. But my phone goes off all the time with messages all the time, so it's always on Do Not Disturb. So I had to make a video funny because I have two of my friends that tell me, you got me blocked. So I have to be like, my phone is on do not disturb because I don't want to be disturbed. It's not personal. I just don't want to be disturbed. I just want to have a moment where I could call you when I see your call or when I'm up to it,
Sam, hella
I'll
funny.
teach you how to. You got iPhone?
Yeah. Hey, Sam post something. One of his comments, something about I seen the word technique and then it went away.
Oh, he said people can help. They have to learn how to listen. It's a technique, right?
Okay, so my whole life, Sam has been like
he listens.
The right side of my brain, right? Like
I love Sam.
Right now with this stuff that's going on with me taking on this new role and my godsons, right? Like it's just I mean, it was already up. Now it's all the way up, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm calling Sam because Sam is like the only man I know who I watch do the whole family thing. Mm-hmm. I watched him father his daughters from day one on up until now, right? Mm-hmm. He got a 40-year-old and he's still fathering. You know what I'm saying?
39.
So, like I've been on his line because I can't trust this with everybody. Mm-hmm. I know some people gonna be like, "Oh, that's on the family." No, that's not. This is something that's given to me from God. So let me talk to some people who understand my position, because he's telling me like, "Hey, bro, your life changing. You know, you need to get ready to do this. Get this on your mind. Be prepared to do this within the next 12 months, 16 months. You're preteen." I mean, like, but I'm on his phone almost every day asking him something or sharing something with him, trying to get advice. And you do have to have those people. I have about 4 people that I can call with anything. Mm-hmm. I have about 200 people I'm not calling with anything.
Right.
Right. There ain't nothing wrong with all 204. All good. But they calling the 200. I'm gonna call them 4. And Sam has been one of them ones to help me to be able to really rationalize it. And it's okay when you can't see yourself through what it is you're going through. Right. But it's really okay when you got a phone number you can call.
Right.
And they help you to be able to see it. And then, you can go on about your way, take the hand off your bike seat,
Yeah.
Sam, I didn't see you drop no indicator.
He said, but then I win.
I want to shout out everybody tuning in. Shout y'all out, everybody. Deanna, Sam, Meg, Doc. Thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody tuning in. Please be sure to share this, especially Facebook. You're Facebook right now. Just take a second, bounce out of the broadcast and hit your share button and share it into your groups and everything. These discussions we have are very important. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Depression and Mental Health Awareness Month, as well as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Tonight, our special guest is Truck. Truck has experienced the loss of his mother due to breast cancer. And right now, he has taken on a role as a godfather due to a loss of a close friend of his. And so now he is taking on that role, man, I bet it's just like,
I commend you.
Yeah,
for that. Adam, that was my man. That was my friend, and I know how much he loved his children and little Adam for sure.
It's amazing to see how God set things up, right?
Oh no.
I've been in little Adam's life for like maybe he's 12. I've been in his life since he was 6. Right? And no one understands the dynamic of our relationship. 95% of what I deal with that kid, I don't share. The stuff I show with pictures, that's nothing. But why God put me in his life, it would be extremely hard for me to get people to understand. Like when people address me about the kid, right? Or have stuff to say about the dynamics of our relationship or what it looked like to them. They have no clue. I have no feedback. right? Because I understand my responsibility is to help this young boy grow into a great man. That's my assignment, and I'm just sticking to it. But in the midst of all of what he was dealing with, here I am dealing with what I'm dealing with. So again, grieving, you have to learn how to manage it.
Man.
I'm missing my mom, but he needs me more than I need to be consumed with what it is I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm figuring out how to make the environment good for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right now, he don't want. There's not a day he don't want to see me. Like today, he went with his uncle. So I didn't have to go and pick him up, but he need a lot of attention because his Superman just passed away. Like to him, his daddy was Superman. He was the biggest superhero in the whole wide world. You know what I mean? And now I'm, I have to help him. And I didn't, I had someone say to him, like, oh, so he taking your dad's space, and I jumped straight in. Like he didn't even have a chance to answer. Like, no,
Right.
don't ever say that to him again.
Right.
Don't even put that kind of stuff on his mind. That's not my responsibility. He know exactly who I am to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he know exactly what I'm here to do. We don't do titles. We do work.
Okay.
Like,
Period.
we
Again, we don't do titles. We do work.
And I'm so overprotective of him. Sometimes I be having to check off like lighten up because I don't want people don't start putting on like toxic stuff in him because we got a lot already.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
a young kid. He has a hell of a story to share to only be 12. And I seen Doc jump on here, and I want to thank you. I ain't forgot. Soon as he needs you, I'm gonna make sure I get y'all connected so that can happen.
Which is
What's
that?
up, Johnny?
Who's that, John?
Just Johnny. That's my homeboy Johnny. I went to school with Johnny. You know Johnny Lauderdale, right, Chuck?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but just think about this, right? You still as an adult dealing with the loss of your mom.
Uh-huh.
He's dealing with the loss of his dad, right? You've been trying to figure out how to
Navigate.
cope and deal with it, right? Now you can be intentional about finding ways to do that with him, and at the same time help yourself.
Uh-huh. So
You kind of killing two birds with one stone, because I mean you have to do the work. So now you have to definitely do the work for the both of you guys.
and that's so true, right? And the one thing I learned that's the best thing for me to do is listen to him. So let's just use him for a second. I was just telling Sam last night, I expected him to get a little clingy maybe a month or two down the line, right? Not right now. And right now he's extremely clingy. Like we talk 5 to 10 times a day. We FaceTime, right? And it's okay because I'm learning. Like right now, he letting me know he need the support right now. He don't need it later. He needed to start right now, which is fine. So when I get him in my space, I turn into the 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I ask a million questions, and he already know that there's nothing he can say to where he can get in trouble. Lying will get you in trouble. How strong you have to say it won't get you in trouble. Because if it's strong, then we'll figure out how to say it in a way that will be, appropriate or politically correct or however we want to address it. But to me, you could take the gloves off. You know what I'm saying? And so I asked him just a ton of questions to see where he's at, to be able to support him from that space. So when his father was transitioning, everyone kept asking me, am I gonna tell him like the state of his dad, right? And I'm like, nah. I said when I talk to him, he's saying he fighting with his daddy. So guess what I'm doing? I'm fighting with his daddy. every day he like, man, I'm fighting with my daddy. And then
Uh,
one
man,
day
I can
he
feel
he just he came to the grips that it was a possibility. And then that's when the conversation had to change.
Mhm.
And I had to let him know once he was able to tell me he can accept that. Then I said, yeah, man, that's a strong possibility. But until we're gonna continue to do what you said you're doing. And that's fight. Right?
Mhm.
When it jumped off, I went and picked him up and he talked with his mom for a second. She broke the news to him and then he went and sat at Denny's till 2 in the morning. He wanted to just sit there and eat. He didn't want to be by himself. And these are his exact words. Like, I'm glad I don't have to go through this by myself.
Oh.
And it's, and a lot of people deal with grief by themselves.
Yeah.
They deal with it themselves. So I only move based on how he talk. What he share is how I approach it. And then if it's too much for me, I'm either on the phone with Sam or my pastor. One of the two. And I'm always at Sam because I'm trying to learn how not to be his father, but be fatherly. Because that's just the role that I'm taking on. That's the man I am in his life.
Sam needs to grow up.
No. Where I cracked to hold it in. But we needed that. We needed that laugh, Sam. We needed that laugh because it was getting really.
But no, now let's look at Sam. Do you see what I'm saying? You see the healthy balance?
Right.
Like come in the midst of a joke because he know me. He know me well enough that a funny in the midst of all of that is gonna bring me back.
Yeah.
That may not work for everybody. He may need to be serious, Sam, big old hugs the whole time. But for me, he know how to pull me out that space. And I was trying my best.
That's a crying on YouTube.
Hold it together. You He's stupid.
Yeah. I knew he sounds so mature when we was on the phone the other day, and I was surprised that he even remembered being at the Warriors game. Did you get the picture?
Nothing. He don't forget nothing. You didn't send it to me.
I did.
Oh, I gotta look again.
Yeah, I did. I sent it to him. He looked so little on that picture. He definitely looked different than what he does now.
Oh, I thought he was crying too. Sam, we love you, Sam.
I was crying.
And I was and the crazy part about it is I know that his dad knew a lot of people, but if people really, really, a lot of people, but do people really know you? And if you guys really knew this dude, you know what I'm saying? If y'all really knew his dad, you guys will understand why it's tough. What the love that his dad for sure had for him, but the person that his dad was, period. You know what I'm saying? As a person outside, all three of them, the Adam, the AD, and the Slick. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, I know Adam is grateful to have you. Yeah, you're doing a good job. You're doing an excellent job.
Man.
You dope, Chuck. You always been dope, though. You know what I'm saying? Chuck the barber, Chucky the Chuck.
I'm just trying to help, but like Sam said, my mama gave me the blueprint, and that's just what I've been trying to live out. Was that Mama Lula?
Yes.
She going through some stuff, some photos.
20 years ago.
The people like, who is this? Who is this?
Yeah. Hey, ma. See, and I was left with heck of mamas. You know what I'm saying? I need that. I need that for me.
She's a big baby.
I need that. That's just that's a part of my makeup to have that. And just like for him, his father was a big deal to him. Never trying to replace, not trying to duplicate, but just trying to take it from here.
Right. That's good, Chuck.
So it was passed. This responsibility was passed to me. Little Adam has accepted it. And so have I. And we're no longer trying to explain our relationship to people. Yeah, people just gonna see it manifest. That's all.
Right. That's right. What's Sam saying? It's gonna be a fine line to balance between his dad's legacy and how to grow in that and what going. Okay, Sam, you try to type, but it's like
it's gonna be a fine line to balance between his dad's legacy and how to grow into that. And what's going to happen in his life now. You got to learn how to read typos.
I want to go.
Yeah, that is true, though. That is true. You know,
one of my tools, even when his father was alive, whenever the kid get with me, we talk about his dad. Because of how messy, things can get and things can be. Just y'all know how that go. Everybody get to talking. He dated mama, why he with him, all that, right? So my thing was to make sure, even while his father was alive, that's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? And I had to pull up on Slick, and we had a conversation for like 3 hours to get a better understanding of what it is I do, how it is I'm supporting his son. But how it is I support him as well.
Right. Because he also lost a parent too. His mom passed, and she passed from cancer as well.
Yeah.
So
loss, man, and just man, how we cope with things and having that support. Trust is big. We can have hella people to call, but it's like, do we have hella people to call? Like you said, you got like 3 people you could call. You probably got 200 you could call, but it's like, you got 3 you can really talk to about things. And so really being able to identify who those key persons are, that's important. You can't trust everybody. Some people want to hear what's going on. Some people, are just nosy, don't have any advice to give, don't know how to be supportive themselves. So trust is important, to really know who it is that you can trust, who you can confide in, and share what it is you're going through so that they can support you emotionally.
And you got to ask questions. We don't like to. 2 things where we mess up when people trying to talk. We listen to respond, not listen to learn. We listen to.
That's what majority of people do.
And we're quick to tell a person when they're wrong. I bet you whenever a person is going through something and they're letting you know they did something that was wrong, I'm sure you can pull a picture up out of your life and talk about that same mistake or a similar situation.
Yeah.
To let them know, first off, you didn't create that.
Right.
You're not the originator. You're not going down in history as the first person to ever do this. But then, how did you get out that space? See, helping people really help the individual that's helping. You have to bring that kind of stuff out. Nobody like to talk about what they want. Everybody just want to give advice. No one want to share how it is they got to the place that they got to.
Listen. So that's important. We all got a little message, a little testimony ourselves.
Yeah, I was terrible. At the repass, that's all I heard. Everything I heard about me at the repass was terrible.
Well, Sarah.
The old joke.
Yes, that was the best word I can come up with, from the fighting at the lakes and Black Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays and whatever day. Just hearing it now, and all I could say to myself was, Man, thank you, God.
Listen,
Because
I
all of it could have claimed me a long time ago, right? But it's no longer mine to hold hostage. Like, I have no problems with telling women what kind of man I used to be. I ain't got no problems with that. It's because the same tool I use to manipulate is what I use to minister. God gave me a creative mind,
right.
and a creative mouth. So now I just use it differently. Then I used it for me. Now I'm just trying to use it to be helpful.
You don't want no counsel from nobody ain't been through nothing.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with. There was nothing wrong with what I used. I just didn't use it right.
Right. That's true. Huh?
That's it.
That wasn't your purpose.
But it was on purpose that I was acting like that, right? Like, I can't deny it.
Right.
That's the one thing I don't ever try to get away from. And I misused what he gave me. I misused it. Now I'm learning how to be better at using it.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson.
You're absolutely right, Sam. You're absolutely right. We don't validate.
Yeah, it was terrible.
He played too much.
Hey, I was so bad I used to have to take his little pink car. I couldn't take my Cadillac to certain places, right? So I go park my car and jump in his little pink car, his
little pink car,
little tracer, whatever that tracer, whatever it was, and go where I had to go. I was that kind of terrible. But look at me now. You can find me sitting out at a park, sleep. I'm talking about my pastor walked up to me and put me in the head like, boy, you sure comfortable. I'm like, man, I ain't got to worry in the world now.
Okay.
And I remember when I didn't have that.
Right.
Jamila, you know, I used to not like you being around us because of what we were doing. You was subject. So what? We was going to meals, but you was subject to whatever we did because you was with.
That's true.
Hey, I was just having this conversation with. I was just having this conversation with somebody, and we were talking about. You know, I was thinking about Jarrell. That's who I was thinking about. I was thinking about how I would be the only person that would be able to drive his car, right? And I remember when I stopped going to the functions, when I just pulled myself away and stopped hanging with him. And I was telling the person, like, I was supposed to be dead with him. Like, man.
Look how that all played out. And
crazy.
God is good, y'all.
Right for him. You get what I'm saying? Like, man, we just, you know, look, Adam texting me now talking about he just made it home from football practice.
Responsible.
And I had to get him there. You know what I'm saying? That preteen, like, nah, bro. No, I'm not. And I can't smash on him because I don't want him to start keeping secrets.
Yeah.
You know?
Just sit on the side of him and talk to him like you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes I get a little strong with him, right? But we don't do cussing and all that. Right? But I can change my voice. Like one day he was late home from school, and then we went to go see Black Phone, right? Where the man was taking all of the kids. And
I love that movie.
The best way I can tell him about human trafficking. Listen, I told him he was cute. I was like, "You're the perfect candidate. Like all them big old pretty eyebrows and long eyelashes. Got that pretty." Some creepy grown up gonna be looking at you like that's a pretty little boy. Like, why I gotta be pretty? I said, not to me, but to them. So now it's like he checking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got him scared. Got him so scared.
You talk to my boys. So serious.
Wait, they have this.
You don't know. I try to tell them, and they're like, "Oh, you only say that because you're from Oakland, because you grew up in Oakland." I'm like, if you knew the things that I went through as a teenager, and the things that I've seen, and the friends that I've lost.
And listen,
wait, it's a game. So I don't know if you heard of Lakeshore Learning. So Lakeshore Learning is a spot they sell a lot of school supplies and stuff. Games. It's really a fun place to get educational things for.
Walnut Creek.
Yep, Walnut Creek, and they got one in San Leandro too. So they have a game that I got for the kids called "What Would You Do?" and so it has to do with like consequences and stuff.
Okay.
I had them playing it, and one of it was like, what if a man walked up to you and said that he needed help finding his dog, like you didn't know him or whatever. One of the kids was like, I'm gonna go with him. I said, what? We watched Black Phone. Like we ended up watching
I need to look at that then.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
go check this store out. Give me a list of games because I do be having these.
I don't know what. Oh yeah, this is Sam saying.
Right, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
That mean a lot coming from him.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, y'all see that meme that they have on Instagram where they doing a little kid and they say, so what, the parent asks him, so what happens if a guy pulls up and he says you're your family? He's like, I'm hopping in, that's family. And then he said, well, what if he was like, no, it's not family, they like. He's like, oh no, I won't hop in. And then he said, well, what if he got candy? Oh, candy, I'm gonna take it. I like the candy. He was like, no, you don't take the candy. He was like, oh no, I'm gonna take the candy. And then it was so funny. But I was like, and he was like, I don't want to go to the park now. I want some candy or something. He was saying afterwards. But it was just crazy because I mean, kids have to know that. You have to ask them these questions. But that just reminded me of that. It was just hilarious. Like, I'm hopping in. That's family.
Candy is shady. I've run a lot of kids over with candy.
I said to my kids, don't take no candy, don't eat no candy, don't do none of that.
Boy, I don't want
no drinks, no anything. I don't care if it's from your friends. None of that.
It looked like you was about to ask something, Jamila. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I don't think I'm just thinking about, exposure.
Wait, did I win?
Yeah, he played too much. I haven't seen not one person drop the 10 indicators, the 10 ace indicators. So.
Can I play?
No. So, oh man, having the conversations, because you never know unless you experienced it or unless you know someone else that experienced it, a situation. People learn, different ways. Some of us are hard-headed, people try to tell us something, we'll end up doing it anyway. We got to learn on our own,
Yeah.
Those kids.
Yeah, that's me. I'm hard-headed. To this day, I am hard-headed. Like, people can say whatever.
Hard ain't the word. If they titanium, cement,
Why you say you hard-headed?
She don't listen.
Yeah, because it's like, I can be. If people are trying to tell me something and I'm not listening, like I hear
it, she right there in the dictionary.
But I just, sometimes I still do things. I just want to see how things are going to turn out.
So that make you hard-headed?
To me,
no. That's black. That's black culture verbiage. So yeah. I'm considered to be hard-headed, right? Like I was the quote-unquote hard-headed youngster because I just didn't buy into what everybody had to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make it make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
If it don't make sense to me, I'm not messing with it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is because I move my own boat. I drive my own truck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't come trying to sell me to you. But if you got something for me, make it make sense. I can be on the phone with Sam and not in agreement, but he'll keep telling me until I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it may be something that I have to walk away with and think about later. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't take it, that don't make me hard-headed. That means I'm just, there are some things in me that's working for me. And if you believe what you have can help me to be better, then you need to articulate it a little better for me to be able to get it and see it.
Right.
Like, I've been wrote off to be hard-headed. A lot of people stay away from me because they say I move I move the way I move because it worked.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So to get me to move different, show me how you're gonna add to what's already working. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to change what's working. If it's not broke, why change it?
Mm-hmm.
Because you may think you see it don't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work like that. I mean, y'all see, man, my bike club, we have 1 million people now. It's just me. Why? Because what works has to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you want to do different, you're entitled to that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. But
Mhm.
this is what it has to be. I'm catering to this. I'm catering to kids. I'm catering to family. I don't care about being popular. I don't care about all of the hot dogging. I don't care about the willies. I don't care about none of that. I care about kids being able to come outside and have a safe,
Right.
fun time out. And I love to be able to have parents come out and be safe with their kids and
Yep.
enjoy their kids outside other than sitting in the house with iPads and video games and allowing that to teach them. No, you get out here for 2 hours and interact with your kids.
Mhm.
But I just been tagged as hard headed too, Jamila. And I have a hard exterior because I just don't let anybody just put anything in me.
Yeah.
That's fair game. I look at you, and for them to see you to be hard headed, I see you to be extremely successful.
Mm-hmm.
The only way, I mean, if I have something to offer you, I will extend it. If you come to me, I'm gonna share it.
Mhm.
But when I'm looking at you, you rolling.
Thank you.
Sometimes you gotta just keep rolling until something else roll into what you're doing.
Mhm.
It ain't always the add.
Mhm.
You gotta
Mm-hmm.
add at the right time. Gotta add. You ain't gotta force growth. Just keep doing what you're doing and you'll grow in that thing. Some NBA, some weren't you teaching somewhere?
Say that again.
Weren't you just teaching at like a year NFL something?
Say that again.
I
He
said,
said,
what
weren't you just
just
teaching? He said, weren't you just teaching somewhere? You were teaching?
Oh, you talking about? It was a coach thing. This NFL flag football. That thing.
but all of that went from you starting with your child care. And you
Right.
wanted to start doing stuff with kids and you wanted to get more involved with kids and you know what you suffer with. So you started to add that in because that became important. And the only way that you can be able to do that is if you can start to grab the kids and their families. Because when you get the families, you get the house. When you get the house, you get the neighborhood. When you get the neighborhood, you get the community. When you get the community, you get the city. When you get
Right.
the city, you got access to the county. And you got access to other cities. You go at your own pace.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, ooh, 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 ooh. You know what
Mm-hmm.
you can do? I hear it all the time. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to do that.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey, the coldest thing I heard somebody tell me recently was that, and I ain't gonna share no more, was that from the outside in, it looked like I'm very self-absorbed. I had somebody tell me that. I was like, damn, that's
Wow.
different. I never heard that before.
Everybody had their opinion.
Right. Right. Right.
Especially when people want to see themselves somewhere or pay that they're not somewhere, they don't have the mindset to do certain things, then then I mean the only word I can think of is hate or envy, you know. Hey, let them feel how they feel.
See, and the Bible say, and he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
He prepared a table for you in the presence of my enemy. Now we know God is not a selfish God to where he gonna just make enough for you because he's a God who's banking on relationship, right? So he made enough at the table for you and your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So we have when and this is what I've learned. We have to be inviting to those people who feel that way or think that way and allow them to come and actually see and be a part. Either they go and break. Free will is a beautiful thing.
Hello.
God never took it from none of us. They can embrace it or they won't
Mhm.
because it's all about relationship. What they may have, what a lot of people don't have, I mean, what a lot of people have may not be for you, but it may not be something. It can be something that you can support.
Mhm.
It's something that where we can show relationship
Mhm.
and we can be connected in different areas, different cities, different states.
Mhm.
You get what? And that's the whole thing we wrestle with within ourselves. And a part of that is it goes back to trauma. Why? Because we never had a voice as kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're at an age to when someone can tell us we can't talk, or even I don't have to listen, it's because we had to listen and we had no voice.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't deal with that, then we'll never be able to grow in relationship the way we need to.
More
If
listening.
my mama used to say to me, like, boy, you ain't never loved none of them women that you love. I'm like, Mama, you don't know that. Stop saying that to me. I love them all. Oh, I love all my women, Mama. Hey, and she started to ask me stuff like little questions. Like, I mean, some of the most simplest petty questions, and I couldn't even answer them. And she's like, boy, that's the stuff that make this girl up. This is how you know who she is. And you don't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. But why I don't know it? Because it doesn't matter to me. Because when I got outside, I wanted to execute my mouth the way I wanted to, because quiet as kept, my mama took it. Y'all know, she was probably the most loving person, but she was a strong individual. I heard shut it up all my life, even as a grown man.
She'll cut you, right?
Come on, even as a grown man, shut it up. Wait, I'm grown. You're in my house.
Heck of funny. Yeah.
No, man, Jamila, you're doing a great work, and be okay with that. Be okay with people not being okay with how you move. They don't know.
Do it anyway.
They don't know your full story.
Yeah. Man, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you, Truck.
Man, I always enjoy talking with y'all. I really do.
We enjoy talking with you.
Today was a tough day for me. It's been a tough week for me for various reasons, right? But right now, this has been extremely soothing and therapeutic for me to be able to push through and come and talk about the issues we have mentally and emotionally, right? And in the midst of me dealing with a bunch of stuff and how I'm really feeling. And I understand if I cater to how I feel, if I lean towards how I feel and allow it to dictate how I move, I'm a fail. I got to keep pushing. So I don't know who our indicators were posted.
Sam, copy and paste them. Okay, copy and paste them. Okay, that's what I want to see them. I didn't see them. I went to 743. I didn't see nothing. Okay, so if you did it, we would have seen it. So if you can, be so kind to copy and paste the indicators. Let's see them. Come on, let's show us the 10 indicators for aces. What are the 10 indicators? What are the 10 aces? Please share them. I'm listening. He wants that gift card. He want to win. He want to win. Not that he wants the gift card. He wants to win.
No, but I thank y'all for real for having me, man. This is always fun talking with family, being able to talk about living, right, and trying to be better and ultimately be our best. We didn't all seen each other in our element,
right?
We've seen it. So the one thing we all can agree on is change is possible. And change can happen for anybody, because I'm sure enough one of those ones to where, dude, man, I just didn't think I was gonna make it to celebrate my birthdays in the house, to make sure I was gonna see it. I always thought I was gonna get killed on my birthday. Ignorant, just straight up ignorant.
No, not ignorant. No,
in a very real sense, yeah, because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking I'm supposed to die.
Yeah.
Not knowing God's plan for me is for me to live.
Okay.
And I'm talking about me staying in the house as a deacon. I just start, like, my birthday now, I go somewhere every year. I was going to Disneyland this year, but I'm gonna take Adam in December. So I'm going to Houston, get my hair done, and go to Houston.
Okay. November 17th or 16th?
17th.
17th.
Mm-hmm.
You're important to me. You're important to me. No. Okay. Well, you're here. You have an amazing story. Um, you have a lot to share with others to help people. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So I'm proud of you.
Paperwork is almost done. It's in process. I'm just
Okay.
letting you know.
Okay. Now,
It's in process.
look, we got work to do.
I'll be getting something in the mail real soon.
I'm coming to Oakland. I'm actually doing something with Vallejo City Unified School District right now. We're doing a resilience screening next week on Thursday at Jesse Bethel from 5:30 to 7:30. And put that out there. We're doing a resilience screening on October 27th, next Thursday, next week on Thursday at Jesse Bethel High School. It's going to be so good. Like, I can't wait. Great panel. Just hearing different perspectives and what we need to do to, change some policies and get more funding to provide some great programs and opportunities for our youth and for all children to thrive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Thursday at what time?
5:30 to 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can swing.
What Deanna talking about? She tired of you in this paperwork.
Because he said that last time.
Oh, the last time you was on. You did say it the last time you was on. That was a large truck.
Deanna said she tired of me in the paperwork. Deanna, I'm sorry. I be getting so caught up in just doing the work.
You're waiting.
But, you know, it's coming now. And because I asked her to be, you know, one of those parents on my board, right? And yeah, so it's coming. Don't be doing me like that.
Right.
That's my boo. She support me. She support me in any and all that I do. That's most definitely one of my gatekeepers right there.
That's what's up. It's always great to have.
Yes, indeed.
Well, anything else? Like one last thing you want to share with the audience?
Listen. Try listening to people, not to respond, but to learn. Because if you listen to learn, you gain leverage in the situation, not over the person, but in the situation. Listening to learn will let you know if you can help or you can direct them into the direction of someone or some people who can help if you listen the right way. We can't do it all. We can do what we do, but we should be able to listen to be able to see if we have those resources within our network. That's it.
It's important.
Thank you, Truck.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we
appreciate you too.
So, everybody tuning in, we'll be here next Wednesday. Then we're going to 2 times. We're going to every other Wednesday because it's just, y'all, I got to take a break. I got to take care of myself, okay?
You do.
Every Wednesday, we've been very consistent. You know, Bounceback Wednesday dropped in November of 2020. November 2020 is 2 years. We'll have to, yes. So Sam was the first person I called. It's after we did a resilience screening. I want to say this, when you were on there, I had all y'all pastors on there. You, Smoke, or Lewis. And then I was like, I swear God was telling me, like, don't stop. And I ended up calling Sam and I was like, Sam, I got to figure out, I got to do this. Like, this is what I need to do. What I wanted to do was invite people on who were like, you know, I was thinking about systems and stuff like that, principles and stuff like that to come on. People I know that grew up in rough areas, you know, but how they really like, you know, yeah, but it worked out how exactly it was supposed to work out. So thank you, Sam, for listening. Been a great listener. Thank you. Say it again.
It's very different. Like you see people just have general podcasts you know, where it could just be about some of everything. Like last night, I was a part of one young lady out in Texas on relationships, and it was super cool, right? But she's geared towards women empowerment, right? But last night she had a co-ed thing, and it was beautiful. But mental health, like you're concerned about the sanity of your people. You don't really see. I don't see. Let me just speak for me. I don't see too much of it, and I follow a lot of podcasts. I see a lot of people talking about, you know, whatever current events going on, the foolishness, and Kanye is everywhere, you know. But to be intentional about your people's well being is huge. So big kudos.
Thank you. My people and these children, because it starts with us adults, because these children are watching us and everything that we do and everything that's coming out of our mouths. So we have to take the time we need to go through the process of healing and the journeys of healing and everything, so that we could reduce these ACEs, generation after generation, Yeah.
$1,000,000% right.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to come. I
I can't hear you. It's breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I said, however you need me, just let me know.
I need somebody to contact Oprah.
To contact Oprah. Let me call Jay-Z and see if he can get her online. Like,
right. All right. I'll let you know, though. I'm going to let you know. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to see who this. I don't know who this is. I want to talk to this person. I'm going to drop my email right here. And the website too. Well, I'll drop the email. The website is I don't know.
IG.
Camila at watchmegrowinc.com. I want caring for kids. So it must be a child care provider. That's what I'm assuming it is. Yeah.
Relationship.
They're important.
And what she's doing, you may not be doing that, but y'all can bring it together. Voltron, when everybody was connected, it was just a yellow line, blue line, red. But when they connected, man, you know it's about to go down.
Right.
That's what a relationship is about.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right.
Get ready for tomorrow.
All right. Well, good night.
Good night.
It's been real.
All right. Bye. Bye, everyone.